Hello everybody, this video is going to be a look ahead for December. We're going to be choosing from one of three piles today. This is going to be pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. For each of these readings, we're going to be looking at three main areas of your life. We're going to be looking at your career and public reputation, your close interpersonal relationships, as well as your personal growth and development. Now, whichever pile you are drawn to, that is the one for you. Go with your first instinct. If you need to take a moment to sit and kind of see what resonates with you, that's fine. But usually the first pile that you are drawn to, that is the one that you should go with. Feel free to explore the other ones, but we'll go ahead and get started with our reading with pile 1. So if you chose pile 1 with the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot and this beautiful fluorite crystal, this is going to be your reading. If you were drawn to any of the other piles, please feel free to watch those videos as well, as there may be messages for you in both. So for pile 1, what's coming up in December for you in the realm of career and personal reputation, we have the Moon, the Star, and the 7 of Presents. So this, as far as your career or personal reputation go, things that you're involved with in the outside world, this shows that in December you are going to be, you're coming up onto a new revival point with this. The Moon is your intuition. It's finding clarity. It's trusting your emotions and following your heart. And the Star is going to be a bright new opportunity. So there's some sort of balance here where you're realizing something that's deeply meaningful for you, and you're also seeing a path forward to begin to pursue and achieve that. So it's a really beautiful combination that we're seeing here. With the 7 of Presents at the end of this, it actually means that there's going to be some long-term planning that you're going to be working on in order to bring this into fruition, into reality, because this is a lot of like spirit type energy, a spark, an inspiration, an emotion, a burst of clarity going forward. And this is actually the real world application of it. So in December, you're going to be getting the sparks for what's to come, something in your career or what you're involved with out in the outside world, with other people in the public eye, that aligns more with your heart, and you're going to be looking at all the resources that you have and lining up what you need to do in order to get there. So I really like that one for pile 1 for career in December. This is, again, remember, this is going to be the start of that something new. This is not like a finishing point. It's just the very beginning, planning, sparks, and stages. So I'd love to see what comes from this, but don't be too eager to jump ahead. Use this time to really feel out that intuition and give yourself that time for realistic planning so that you can bring those into fruition, so that these can be more than just ideas. For the second group of cards here, this is going to be for your relationships. This can be romantic relationships or just close interpersonal relationships. For December, we have the 10 of Presents, which is also 10 of Pentacles, reversed. We have the Page of Needles or Swords, and we have the Page of Potions. So there is a little bit of a mixed bag here. Again, we're seeing a lot of a new or initiatory things. The Page of Potions can either mean a new relationship or a renewal and a new phase in a personal relationship, a close interpersonal relationship. The 10 of Presents or Pentacles reversed here does signify that you may have trouble building up that long-term stability that you're trying to with this relationship. If this is a romantic relationship, it could be, building up like the foundations that would lead to a traditional, family, house, things like that. You may be having some stumbling blocks where that comes in. Um, but this isn't even reverse. This isn't necessarily a bad card. It just means that you're wanting to, there's the potential to build a foundation for something strong. You're wanting to build that foundation, but it's not quite there yet. Something's disruptive with it. With the Page of Needles or Swords, you are putting a lot of thought into this. You have a lot of ideas for how to make this happen. You see a lot of potential for this new relationship or this new renewal of emotion or a new level within your relationship. And you see a lot of goals. You have a lot of ideas for the goals that you want to build and how you want to turn that into a physical, material reality involving not just stability, but abundance. This also indicates, though, we've got a lot of pages here. This is all starting points. So you're not necessarily going to have all the details worked out or fine-tuned yet. This is just the initiation point where you're starting to gather that information, and it's okay that it's not instantly, fine-tuned, and you're not going to know when you're just initiating something, whether it's a new relationship or new plans to move forward or go into the next stage with your relationship. It's okay if you don't have all of the physical details worked out yet. It's okay to just be at the point where you have the thoughts, the ideas, the hope, the spark to try to get there. So again, don't try to rush the process. We're seeing a lot of very initiatory energy with the month of December. So this is not going to be a month where you're completing things, where you're achieving goals. So far, this is going to be a month where you're seeing the spark and you're starting to plan and build for the future. So in the last section, which is going to be personal growth and development, we have the Page of Candles, yet another page in the group, the 10 of Needles, okay, and the Queen of Potions reversed. So again, a lot of pages. All together, pile one, you are in a initiatory phase in December. You are starting something new in December, or you are planning to start something new in December. You might not even be at the point of taking action on this new thing yet. You really might just be, actually it looks like you really are just in the stages of getting the idea that you need to do something new and starting the process of planning and seeing how that will all work out, even though you're not going to have all the pieces put together yet. It's interesting how this is all kind of tying together. So 10 of Needles, this is also the 10 of Swords. This is a dead stop. So this means in your personal growth and development. Page of Candles is initiating something new. Candles or wands are action orientated. This is where are you putting your energy? Where are you putting your focus? Where are you putting your effort? You're initiating something new with it. 10 of Needles is a dead stop. Whatever you were doing before, there's a realization that you're not going to continue doing that going into the future. So this actually really ties in with both of the other piles. You cannot continue forward with what you have been doing as far as your personal self. Like, this is coming from somewhere deep within you. You need to start something new. In your relationships, there may be, a new spark or new ideas or ways that this can build. In your career, it looks like this is really where a lot of that spark is going to come from, that planning, the diligent planning. Even if you don't see it trickle down yet, the initiation of it is going to be there, stopping one thing and starting something new. And Queen of Potions upside down here. This is also going to be helping you to overcome your difficult emotions. You're going to have a lot of mixed feelings about this, about what's happening in particular. You may be hesitant to walk away from where you are at, even though you know that you are at a stopping point and you need to. You may be, fearful or have reservations about all this initiation, all of this something new that you're wanting to jump into. But you also see the hope and the spark that is there, keeping your emotions even and balanced out, trying to negate the ebbs and flows that you are inevitably going to feel with this, and giving yourself grace when you do go through those slight unbalanced times emotionally, because this change is going to create it's going to bring up a lot of feelings for you. It's going to bring up a lot of different types of emotions. And you're going to want to let yourself sit with those. You don't have to necessarily be in mastery of that or be in control of that for this month. For this month, it's okay to just let yourself feel whatever it is that you're feeling about the process. Let yourself end whatever it is that you need to end, and allow yourself to dream, to plan, and to start whatever it is that you know inside that you need to start. Wow, this is a really good one. So this is the month of December for you, pile 1. Don't jump into anything too quickly, but give yourself the time for the planning, for the dreaming, and let it be a reality in your head. So just, even if you're not acting directly on it this month, or if you're not jumping into it head first this month, let yourself start working through the dreams, the goals, the ideas. Don't put it on the back burner. This is the month that you're going to begin something in all areas of your life, actually, because this is tying into everything for you. This is the month that you're going to begin a whole new phase of your life, but the change is going to start internally, and it's going to be starting internally this month. Thank you so much, pile 1. Hello, so if you chose pile 2 with the sodalite and the Wild Unknown Tarot, this is going to be a reading. If you were also drawn to other piles, feel free to check those out as well. There might be multiple messages for you in each one, but this is going to be a reading for pile 2. This first section is going to be your career and public reputation. Now, I've been drawing 3 cards for each of these spreads, but 4 cards actually came out for this one, so we're going to take them and go with that. For your career and public reputation for December, you have the Daughter of Pentacles reversed, the Son of Wands upright, the Eight of Swords upright, and the Magician. All right, so in your career and your public reputation, what you do outside in the world. You have been very diligent, hardworking, and in many ways soft-spoken. Not making too much of a fuss, getting things done, being the hard worker in the background, doing what you're supposed to do. And it has created a situation for you where you feel somewhat trapped, powerless. In many ways, your diligence, your hard work, your quietness, your reserve has put you into a state of being seen as someone who can be taken advantage of, who is not able to exert their own will. And these other 2 cards that are coming out here are basically the exact opposite. This is signifying a change that you're going to be going through in the month of December, from being soft-spoken and diligent and feeling trapped and helpless, into moving into a new phase where you are taking action, you are being adventurous and bold and making moves out in the world, and you are showing that you are, and again, this is a card very much of action, you are showing that you are the master of your own environment. You are basically taking back your power this month when it comes to your career and what you do out in the world. You've been made to feel small and vulnerable, and this is the month where you turn that around and you say no more. This is the month where you decide to be loud, whether it be with your words or more likely your actions. Actions speak much louder than words, and the energy that you're going to bring in this month is going to go from being very reserved and passive and quiet to strong and empowered. And this is going to be a major shift for you that is happening in the month of December, pile 1. So that is a really interesting thing to see in career and public reputation. It looks like there is a lot that's going to be happening and changing for you in that area in particular this month. So this pile is for your close interpersonal relationships. This can be, a romantic relationship you're in, or any type of close interpersonal relationship with friendships, family, anything of that nature. And you'll know as we begin to read, you'll be able to feel and determine, what this is for you. So for the month of December, we have the 6 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups reversed, and the 9 of Cups reversed. So in your close interpersonal relationships in the month of December, in some ways, you are seeing the fruits of your labor. You are seeing the hard work that you've put in pay off. You are seeing, that diligent persistence have its reward. And we saw here in your career that you are someone who has been diligent and persistent. You're seeing that effort was not, it was well spent. But there's also a feeling of lack here. Now, these cards, even reversed, are not bad. But what this is basically saying is that there is a level of peace and harmony, of radiant energy, of abundance and light that you want to be experiencing in this area of your life right now, but you're not. You're not yet. There's something that is holding you back from being able to experience that true next level of emotional peace, balance, abundance, radiance, bliss, that you feel should be there. There's something that's slightly in the way, even though this is not wholly negative. Again, this is a very positive card. We're seeing the fruits of our labor. There is reward here. And even upside down, these are not bad cards. This is not saying that there's, you're not emotionally deprived in this situation, but there is a blockage. There's a blockage to the very best that it can be. And you can feel that. You can feel that, pile 2. I'm curious about this, and I'm going to set this aside. This is your personal relationships, close interpersonal relationships for the month of December. And I want to see what's going on here with your inner growth and personal development, your own internal world this month. So we have, the 5 of Cups, the Ace of Wands reversed, and the Hangman. All right, so here, this explains a little bit more. You are feeling you're going through a period of sorrow. You're going through a period of sorrow and of loss. You are grieving something internally. You are processing something internally. This could be something that happened recently, but it doesn't have to be. This could actually much more likely be an event or just a collection of feelings and a buildup of things from your past that you're basically coming to terms with this month, that you're looking at, that you're dealing with. Because of this sorrow that you are sitting with very heavily this month, you're not really wanting to initiate anything new. You have a lack of energy to push forward that drive, that spark. You don't really want to. You're kind of being held down by this, and that's okay, because we need time to process our emotions. And if this month is a time that you need to sit with that sorrow, to sit with those heavy emotions, to be able to grieve and to process them, that's okay. You don't need to feel like you have to skip a step and jump past that and hurry into something new. In fact, don't do that. Don't do that at all. Your final card here is the Hanged Man. And this is moments of stillness, of quiet contemplation. This is not showing action and movement forward. So what this is saying, I feel like this is key that kind of ties this all together. It's interesting how these readings have been going, because the personal part really is tying together all the other pieces. Internally this month, you are dealing with working through something, and I'm getting very strongly from this one that this is a pain and a trauma that was in the past. but you're bringing it up now to deal with it. A lot of times we don't process things right away when they happen. More often than not, when something painful occurs in our life, yes, we're going to feel certain ways in the moment about it, but there are many levels to that, and there is always going to be a time at some point down the road, whether it's weeks, months, or years later, where we have to kind of circle back around and come back and sit with those feelings, with that grief, with that loss. Don't try to force yourself to initiate something new, to push too hard. Instead, allow yourself the grace to sit within the stillness. This is a time of rest that you need internally. And I think this is really clarifying here what's tying into the interpersonal relationships, because obviously there's good things happening here, but there's something that, like we said, that was holding you back from feeling like it's the very best that it could be. And what it is that's holding you back is that you have to go through this first. And it's not, oh, you're dealing with this, so you're the reason that this is not its full potential. That's not the case at all. No. It's, you can feel the full potential of whatever's happening here. You have something beautiful that's going on in your close interpersonal relationships here. You have something beautiful and supportive that's going to be magnificent, that's going to give you balance and harmony and emotional fulfillment. But the reason that it's not there yet is because you need some time of stillness. You need some time of turning inward, and of dealing with the traumas that you have experienced in your past, that are holding you back from being your best self. And it's important that you give yourself grace, you give yourself love, you allow yourself to have this time. For the month of December, it is quiet internal work, because that is what is going to lead to this beautiful thing that you're building over here. Is doing this internal work is going to lead to this beautiful connection, being able to reach its full potential. Now, the one area where you do need to have a little bit more action and step forward is in the area of career. So within yourself, give yourself peace. With your inner and rest. With your interpersonal relationships, know that you are perfectly fine with it. You are on the right track with this. This is lining up in the divine timing of exactly how it's supposed to. You are reaping those rewards. That feeling that of ultimate fulfillment, of complete harmony and peace and ease is right around the corner, and it's okay that it's right around the corner. Give yourself the time to work through this and know that this will be there. However, when it comes to your career or what you're out doing in the general public, do not let what's happening internally allow others to see you as weak and feel like they can take advantage. Even though you have a good and a soft heart internally, sometimes you have to show a strong face. My voice is kind of breaking there. It was hard to say that. So I feel like this is actually something very important that's coming through. Even though you have a good and a soft heart, there are people in your career and outer world that are going to take advantage of that, and sometimes you have to present a strong face. Sometimes you have to have that action, to be bold, to be daring, to show that more intense side of yourself, so that you don't get taken advantage of, so that you are valued, and you're able to show that you have autonomy and value and authority over yourself, not anyone else. So stand up for yourself in this area. When it comes to the people who are not your close interpersonal relationships, when it comes to your career and the people that you're out interacting with in the public, because you have to. Don't be afraid to show your strength. There are those around you right now who may take advantage of your weakness. However, internally, and I know this is a lot to balance, but internally, give yourself that grace and that space, and really let this internal thing that you are dealing with be your true focus. The only reason you're going to want to show a brave face and intensity here is because you don't need this area of your life putting any extra weight on you while you're dealing with this. This is what's important, and that does not deserve your focus. And you should not let people in your career or in the outer public drain your energy. This is putting up boundaries. Oh, okay. That came through really strong. This is putting up boundaries because there are people out in the public sphere that you're interacting with in your career, most likely, that will drain you of this energy at a time when it is so crucial for you to give that grace to yourself. Put up those boundaries. Do not let that happen. This is your focus, and this is what counts. Know that the close interpersonal relationships, the people around you are supporting you, are here for you, and are going to be the light at the end of the tunnel to help see you through this darkness. All right, hello, pile 3. If you chose, this is your reading. If you chose the Dark Tarot and the Celestine stone, a little rock crystal there. So first of all, pile 3. While I was getting these cards ready, there was actually a lot of stuff that was coming through. So I just need to take a minute to ask, y'all okay? Y'all okay, pile 3? You don't have to, get real close and personal on YouTube with strangers if you don't want to, but if you are struggling with some stuff right now, pile 3, and you just want to put a hand up in the comments, like a little wave, little acknowledgement, I'm gonna offer some Reiki and some prayers and some good healing energy that I will be sending your way. And I will go ahead and ask that anyone of the Spiritual Valkyrie Collective that is able to help and participate in that do so as well. Just throw a little hand up there or a wave if you might need that, if you feel like you need that right now, because it seems like you're going through some stuff, pile 3. And a couple messages that came out very strongly. For one, I'm going to need you to take care of your body. Very strong message coming through. You need to pay attention to your physical health. It matters. It matters, pile 3. When we are going through difficult times, as human beings, it is natural for us to sometimes have a greater need to rely on outside substances to help us feel better. Now, those substances that we rely on to help us feel better can be positive and beneficial and good for us. It could be making a nightly routine of using healing teas with herbs that are selected for exactly fulfilling what it is that your body needs, what it is that you're lacking. Outside substances in a healthy way can give us support and growth. It could be taking vitamins if you're not able to get all the nutrients that you need for your body through your food right now. If maybe you're in a stressful period and you're not eating as well as you should, a helpful substance could be taking vitamins to kind of supplement that and ensure that you're caring for your health. We also could have a tendency to gravitate towards more unhealthy for us substances to try to help get us through when we're having difficult times. So if that's something that you are struggling with, I would definitely encourage you to do as much as you can to gravitate towards a more healthier alternative. And that is what I wanted to kind of bring to you, just coming up on this before we actually dive into any of the cards and what's going on, pile 3. So let's just go ahead and jump in. We're going to start with career, career and public reputation. And I want to let you know too, of these piles, we have the career and public reputation, we have the close interpersonal relationships, and we have the personal inner growth and development. Now for each of these piles, my intent was to draw 3. There's a couple piles where it came out a little bit different. Yours was one of them. Sometimes when we need a little extra focus in a certain area, or there's a stronger message that needs to come across, There's just more that needs to be said about it, and that happened here, so we're going to get into that. But let's start with the career aspect. So for pile 3, for your career in December, we have the King of Cups reversed. We have the the Emperor. I apologize. We have the Emperor reversed. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the Nine of Cups. My goodness. The Nine of Cups reversed, the Emperor reversed, and the Star. So here, I can bring this down here for focus. What I'm getting from this very strongly, pile 3, is that there is a feeling of the Emperor when it is reversed can be some of the negative aspects of authoritarianism, of feeling like you are being controlled by a dominant hierarchical structure. Didn't get that word quite right. You know what I mean. It can feel like there's a lot of weight that's coming down from the top, pressing down upon you. And it's interesting that you can kind of see that reflected here, with the Nine of Pentacles being reversed instead of the pyramid being, a little bit on top, supported by a lot on bottom. It is reversed right here, where there's a lot on top that feels like there's one little point holding it up. And it feels like in your career right now, you feel like you are the one little point that is holding everything up. And there's a very, very oppressive feeling that's coming from this. There's a lot of weight on your shoulders. But we do also have the Star card here. So there is a spark. You are seeing a spark of hope, a way through it, a light at the end of the tunnel. You have some sort of idea or inspiration or dream about how you can make this better, about a lighter path that you can follow, a solution to what is going on here that is making you feel unbalanced, unfulfilled, and not autonomous. Like you don't, making you feel powerless, making you feel like you're not able to make your own decisions and be in full control of what it is you want, what it is you desire. You're moving away from that illusion and towards the understanding that no, there is a path forward. There's just some things, some weight that I've taken on, that's standing in my way right now. So that is the career area for you there. There's some frustration happening, but there is a spark of hope. We're going to go into the close interpersonal relationships for you for December. And here we have the Four of Spheres, which is Pentacles, the Page of Spheres reversed, and the Seven of Spheres. So altogether, as far as close interpersonal relationships go for December, you are being very practical minded right now. First and foremost, you are trying to build something. You are trying to plan for the future. You are trying to create a solid foundation that you can build upon. You're not really trying to initiate something new. You're not trying to be naive about what it is you want to build. You want to bring more wisdom to the table than that. You want to build on experience. But you are definitely putting in a lot of hard work and effort and building here. A lot of planning, a lot of practicality, a lot of forethought. So that's good. That's important. And I'm very glad that two areas of your life, that you're able to see the spark amidst the weight in this area of career and public reputation, and also that you're really not just feeling like you can, but you're taking the actions this month to practically build when it comes to your close interpersonal relationships. You're creating a solid foundation, and you're planning for something amazing to come, and you're not doing it naively. You're doing it through a lot of forethought and wisdom. This is a slow, diligent, heavy lifting process, but I do see very good things in here. I feel a heavy weight of importance upon this in this month. Now we're going to come to the last pile. Like I said, I was pulling 3 for each areas. This one came out with 5 because the rules don't apply to you, pile 3. That was solidly the sassy vibe that I got. Nope, I need 5 cards for this. That's what it's going to be. And that's awesome. That's fine. That's exactly the energy that you need to be in right now. So that is not just okay, that is perfect. Pile 3. We have the King of Swords reversed. We have the 3 of Spheres or Pentacles. We have the Hermit reversed. We have the 2 of Spheres or Pentacles again. And we have the Queen of Wands. Okay, so jumping right to the end, because of course, the Queen of Wands, this fire, this, I'm going to pull this one up so you can see this closer, this fiery, powerful, feminine energy that's coming out for this. That is definitely very much the rules do not apply to me. I make my own rules for this shit. This is my life. This is my inner world. I do what I want, bitch. That's the vibes that's coming from this one. Again, we're seeing a lot of the spheres, the pentacles here. There are an enormous amount of those in this reading. So in December, pile 3, you are being very practically minded. You're being very practically minded. You're really focusing on the physical, the material, what's in front of you. You've got the 2, the 3, and the 4 of spheres, of pentacles, all together here, which means you are creating inner balance and growth. So you're balancing your inner world, especially when it comes to practical physical things. And I'm hoping that this involves your physical health as well, pile 3, because the pentacles, the spheres, also represent your body and your physical health. And you need that to be internally in balance so that you can grow here, grow, build, and achieve your highest potential in the other areas of life that you want to. So this is amazingly important. Definitely doubling down on, I really, really want you to focus on that. And it looks like you are. It looks like you are. And you're going to see that the more you find balance in practical, physical, material ways, the more growth you're going to have in those areas, the more you're going to feel internally stable and empowered, which is going to allow you to build what you are trying to achieve in these other areas of your life. Now, the 2 contradicting cards that are coming out here, these are showing some of the struggles that you are facing in this endeavor, with the King of Swords in reversed and the Hermit in reversed. For one, you feel like you are not able to get the rest and reprieve, the break from the external world that you need in order to focus on this internal growth, which is obviously so important to you right now. It is so important, but you feel like you're not able to take that withdrawal that you really need right now in order to really focus on this. The external world, I'm especially getting the pull over, well, both places. The external world is pulling away too much of your attention. And that's not to say that that's wrong. That's just saying that that is where you are right now. And there's almost like a level of acceptance that's coming through with that yes, I need to focus on my personal inner growth, bringing back my power, finding my balance, building myself up from the ground up, remaking myself all over again, building up my world and the people around me on a much more solid foundation, in a place that comes from much greater wisdom and forethought this time. But an acknowledgement that the rest of the world is going to be pulling your energy away from that, and you won't be able to dedicate as much of your energy purely to that as you would like to. You would like to just disconnect from all of this and dive in here and fix this and get this right. Practically you can't right now, and that's okay. You can still make it happen. Just be aware and accepting of that, and know that it's going to be a balancing act, and you're going to have to use that inner passion, that inner fire, to make sure that this area gets prioritized in the midst of all this. The last one with the King of Swords, you may not feel like you are mentally as sharp as you need to be in this time period, that you may struggle with being able to take that inner power and express it as outward authority. So what I'm getting especially from this is putting up boundaries. So that part is going to be a struggle of knowing where those boundaries lie and how you can establish them in a smart and intellectual way that other people are going to respond well to, rather than in an overly passionate way, which could have you misinterpreted and could potentially cause, further relationship type problems that you might have to deal with involving the external world down the line. This is also seeking clarity and control over basically all of these moving pieces and plans. You have so many moving pieces and plans in the work that you're a little overwhelmed by it. You're feeling like you don't have it all under control yet, but that's understandable, seeing how much that you are taking on, and how much that you are working through. Pile 3. So my message to you this month is, please, first and foremost, take care of yourself. Prioritize that inner balance. Because you are in a difficult place where the world is pulling from you right now and you need that energy for yourself, balance out your passion and your intellect so that you are establishing the boundaries you need but not causing greater harm than necessary. Know that there is hope. Follow that spark forward when it comes to this external world, and know that you are doing amazing things to build in this area. Keep walking that steady path. There's something else that's going to come from this in the months to come. So this is your reading for December, pile 3. Please reach out to me in the comments. Let me know how you're doing. And something much greater is going to be coming from this. I would definitely like to see, if you follow next month in the comments, what sort of changes you go through by following this path. What are you able to build into in the months to come? I'm really anxious to see that, pile 3. So thank you so much for joining me today.